Well, hey guys, it is Rebecca Santal. I'm a Creative Memories Advisor from Easley, South Carolina, and I am going to do another video for you today. We are still in the 52 Scrapbooking Project Recipes from Creative Memories, and this is not a book that you can get any longer. It was just available on a promo. But right now we're going to be doing project recipe number 41. So I just want to give you some information. Like I said, I'm Rebecca Santal, and this is my Creative Memories link, and it will also be linked in the description of this video. I've been an advisor for about 2 years now, but I've been scrapbooking with Creative Memories for over 20 years, probably close to 30. And I just love Creative Memories products. So if you're interested in shopping Creative Memories or becoming an advisor, I'd love to tell you more about it. There are no minimums to be an advisor with Creative Memories. It's $49 to join, and they will immediately give you a $50 credit in your account when you join. So it's the best company. They pay you $1 basically to join, and it's amazing. So enough about that for right now. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this project. I have some pictures from one of my dog's birthday parties, and so we're going to be using some paper from the Party Time pack they had a couple years ago, and let's get started. So the main cut we're going to be doing is kind of an L-shaped to frame the 2 pages. I had considered doing, not the L-shape, just cutting 1.5 inch strips and mitering the corners, but with the paper that I have, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it the way they have it in the book. And so let's get started. For one side of the page, I'm going to be using this red with all the gifts and party hats on it, and for the other side, I'm going to be using the party banners. And I think if I just put these 2 pages face the 2 sides that I want to use, face them, and cut them both at the same time. Let's save some time, shall we? Now I do want the banners to be on the left side of my page. That's just kind of how I have it in my head. So I need to make sure that my L shape goes across the top and down this side. So, and this is our 12-inch trimmer. It is one of the best trimmers out there on the market. There are measurement lines across the top and bottom. There are measurement lines across the side of your blade housing, or the cutter. The blade goes in this housing, and it's super safe. You can't even see the blade here. It has to be engaged in the housing when you press down on it for the blade to even come out. So super safe. There's a 1-inch mark halfway through the housing. The housing is 2 inches. This is a 1-inch mark, and that is where your blade cut will be. And that's going to be important on doing an L shape or cutting out the center of a frame if you do that, because you're going to want to pay attention to where your blade is cutting. So we're going to put it at the 1.5 inch mark, the paper at the 1.5. And you know me, like I've said before in past videos, I have to use my trimmer upside down. It's the way I've learned to use it. And so that's how I'm going to do it. Okay, now I need to make sure, since I'm doing it upside down, that I'm cutting my paper where I want it. This is going to be the top of my paper, so I'm going to rotate it this way. Just pay attention to the direction of your paper. If you have directional paper, or if you're using a non-directional paper, it doesn't really matter. But so I'm going to line my paper up at the 1.5. and I want to be able to stop. I'm going to start all the way at the bottom, or what looks like the top, but that's really going to be the bottom of my paper. I hope that's not confusing. And I'm going to want to stop at 1.5 inches. So since my housing, like I was saying, since it goes 1 inch past where the blade is, that means I'm going to want to stop where the end of the housing is at the 1/2 inch. And that will mean that I'm stopping cutting at the 1.5 inch. And here's a trick, something you can do. And I don't even know if I might have some clips handy. I don't normally do this myself. So here we go. Here's some clips. But this is a great trick so that you don't cut farther than you want to. Here's like a regular bulldog clip, and I'm going to put it right here at the 1/2 inch mark so that I know I'm not going to go past that. It's going to stop at the 1/2 inch mark on my track, which means the blade is going to stop at 1.5. Now, I shifted my paper a little bit, so I'm going to make sure to put it back on the 1.5 line. There's my first cut, all the way to the 1.5. Now I'm going to rotate it, and since I have my marker down here, I'm gonna flip it and rotate it, because this is where our cut is, and you're gonna want to start the cut here and go all the way to the other side, and it's already at the 1.5. So we're going to line up to where we're at 1.5 inches on our railroad tracks here. So that's 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically 5 lines, but 4 blocks in. Put it down. Now it's already here where I had it marked to stop. So it's already going to start cutting at the 1.5 when I go all the way back up the other side. And there you go. You can save that for something else. You can use it for mats. And here are my 2 L pieces. So I've got that one there and this one here. I guess I should go ahead and pull out what I'm going to be using as my base pages. I'm going to get my trimmer out of my way for now. And what I picked for the base pages, this is also from the Party Time collection that they had a few years ago, but they had one collection that was brights and one collection that was more neutral, more like navy, light blue, tan colors. And that's what this base mini polka dot paper is from, the blue Party Time. So put our 2 pages down. There. Now, something that they do in the project recipe is they cut just a little banner on both sides using the, what is that punch called? I think it's the tag punch. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it flat. So let's go ahead and tape these on. This is the jumbo tape gun. It's currently out of stock, but it will be coming back. They sold out recently when they brought out the Repo tape refill, which is what I have in mind. I've got the Repo refill in here. Repositionable tape is amazing. It just helps you if you have to put on embellishments or borders or something that you just want to make sure you're getting it in the right place, and you might have to, you know, pick it up, adjust it a little bit. It definitely allows for that. apologize. I want to make sure I'm not getting my head in. Try not to get my head in the camera, but I started the corner up there. And there's that side. This appears that it's going to be a very quick page to put together, which is what we like sometimes. Sometimes we like to do detailed pages, and sometimes we just want to get our pictures put on our pages and in an album and feel accomplished. And I will really feel accomplished with these pictures, because these pictures, as I said, are from one of my dog's birthday parties, but this is not one of my current dogs. We lost Ginger 2 years ago at the age of 11, and this is her first birthday party from 2012. So I'm going to feel really accomplished when I get these pages done, because it's 13 years in the making. So now the next thing we have is a border. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to actually punch a border. I've got the Balloon and Stars punch, or if I wanted to use one of these borders here. I was really thinking about the gifts border. Now it wouldn't be enough to go all the way across unless I used 2 of them. So I would have to, although I think I do have a second one of that. Let me check, because I really do like the gifts. Here's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna see if we have room, because I don't know if this border, it's just a hair bigger than the punch. So if I layer it just a little bit up on the edge of the paper there, I'll probably have room to put my pictures. Let's just lay my pictures out here according to and I know I don't have my mats cut yet, but I think we're definitely going to have room for that border. So let's double check, since I mentioned it. Here it is. I did have a second one. The laser borders are amazing when they come out with these that come with the collection. I think now when they come out with them, they actually do put 2 of each one, but it's always something good to double check, because if they don't have 2 of each one, get yourself 2 packages, 2 sets of borders, because if you're wanting to do a 2-page spread, it just makes it so much easier. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, and we're going to need a journal box as well. I think one of these papers, yep, this paper that I used, the other side has journal boxes on it, and so I honestly was going to use this one, and I totally forgot, but I can cut this one out, and this one will work, and the colors are perfect. So let's pull our trimmer back and cut this out. And this is another good thing about the Creative Memories trimmer, is so you're just going to want to, I'm just wanting to cut this one out, and I want to make sure I'm cutting it on the right line. So at each end of the trimmer, I don't know if you can see that. Am I in camera? Yeah, at each end of the trimmer here is a little guide, and it's got a black line in it, and where that black line is where your cut line is. I'm just a hair to the right, so I'm just going to pull it ever so slightly to the left. Make sure, yep, now my cut line is going to be perfect. I'm just going to cut that far, and like I said before, I'm just following this white line here, which is where the blade stops, and I just cut until that white line hits where I want to stop. on this page. Now we're going to rotate and make sure our black line is where we want our cut line. This one I'm just going to cut it all the way down because I don't need this little piece anyways. Got too much stuff on my table here. About to drop something. All right. Little piece is trash. Okay. Oh, perfect. All right. Now we need some mats. And the instructions obviously use some of the designer papers. I don't like to use my designer papers for my mats because I like to be able to show my designer papers. So I'm going to try this, turn this light off and make sure. Let's see here. I pulled the wrong string. Is that too dark? I better just leave it on. Just trying, you know, I don't have the best light in this room, but it is what it is, right? We've got a little bit of glare. It's only because these pictures are glossy. Usually I order my pictures from Creative Memories website. The quality is fantastic and they come matte, which I really like because they don't hold all the fingerprints. But these pictures are 13 years old. So there's that. All right, what color mats do we want to do? We've got red, we've got blue here. Let's do, well, I think green would be too much because we've got so much grass showing. I wonder if I have a yellow that'll work. I forgot to pull out a cardstock, so let's just see what I have. We've got goldenrod. Let's see what goldenrod looks like. That's not quite the same yellow. Not sure I'm feeling that. Although goldenrod with golden retrievers is not horrible. Let's see, I have another yellow that might work. It's the dual tone. Let's pull this dual tone. See what we have. It's really bright. It's not quite. I usually, as you know, have all my papers chosen before I come online, but like I said, I forgot to pick out papers for my mats, so we're just gonna workshop this right here while I got you. Now that looks good. That's not a full sheet, but I can definitely get some mats out of this. This is just an old random piece. I'm not even sure. I think if I mix this with the goldenrod, I think if we use both of these, that'll work. So let's see. We need 4, and let's see what mats we have. 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 and 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. So we're gonna go do 4 1/4. Let's do 6 1/4. So 4 1/4 and 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. Probably should have cut it on the 4 1/4 line instead of. Oh, we're right at 3.5. Perfect. So I'll just cut this at 4 1/4. And then let's do the same thing with this purple. Oops, almost cut that one wrong. 4 1/4. Not 4 1/2. 4 1/4. And then this should be 3 1/2, which it is. So we're going to cut that at 4 1/4. And now I just need 2 more 3 1/4, 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. So let's see, 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. And I'm going to do this one 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. All right. Perfect. Now, if you're matting a bunch of pictures, it's easy just to do them all at the same time. So I'm going to get this is my regular tape. There are also refills of regular tape for the jumbo tape runner, but I only have one of these. So right now it's holding my repo, and this has my regular tape in it. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Here in South Carolina, it is stupid hot. I mean, it is insanely hot this week. So, besides going outside with the dogs a couple times a day, I am staying inside. Let me make sure. I just kind of threw these pictures around, and I want to make sure I have the ones that I want on which page. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. Look at me. Now, someone on you must have thought out loud long enough for me to hear it that I was about to put the pictures on my page without putting them on my mats. Because I heard you. I heard you say, wait, don't put those pictures down until you get them on your mats. Probably my sister. Of course, she hasn't watched this yet. When she watches it, I know she'll be like, don't mess up. But it doesn't matter. You can, I mean, I know this is not the repositionable tape, but this tape, if you put it down and you forget, or you mess up, if it's quick enough, you can just take it right back up. It's forgiving. Okay, let's see. This one, now we're just trying to decide which color we want. Let's put MAC on purple. And now we're gonna end up rearranging my photos now, because it's all gonna depend on what mat it's on. So I can, like, you know, make my mats alternate. That's the word I was looking for. I don't think I want the yellow on that one. I'll do the purple on this one. This is actually a 3x4 piece of journal mat, so I'm gonna have to trim a 1/4 inch off of this to make it even. And a 1/4 inch is right to the edge of your cutting mat. So that's super easy. Perfect. Get it right every time. We sure do miss our Ginger Loohoo. That's what we called her. She was the best. Of course, I mean, she was a golden retriever, so all golden retrievers are the best. I'm a little bit biased. So shout out to all you golden retriever moms out there. You know what, before we put our pictures down, actually let's put the pictures down first, and then I can lay this like on the top of the pictures. That's what we'll do. All right, let's figure out where we want all this to go. Let's do, okay, so now we need a yellow one here. Birthday girl in a birthday hat. I'm sorry, whenever I'm sitting here trying to figure things out, I end up mumbling to myself, and my sister has told me, okay, don't mumble on your videos, so sorry, Rachel, I was mumbling. Oh, let's do it this way. I knew something was a little bit off there. Okay. Maybe we want this birthday hat. Just playing around with my colors. Where do I want things to go? And then, yeah, that's going to be perfect. All right, now we're going to do the same. I don't want to call it a trick. It's not really a trick. It's just kind of makes it go faster when you get all your tape on at the same time. There. So put in the comments if you want to what kind of dog you have, if you have a dog. If you don't have a dog, do you have any pets? I myself never had children, but I've always had golden retrievers in my adult life, and they're my babies. I love them. If you've watched any of my videos, you've probably seen me do several pages of my golden retrievers. Okay, now we're going to cut. Do I want to cut 1.5 inches off of my presents, or do I just want to let them go all the way across? Let's see. I think we will cut 1.5 inches off. So we're going to pull out our photo trimmer here. And I just want to cut this 1.5 inches off here, so I'm going to take that to the 1.5. Boom. I might save that for something. This one. Now I'm going to flip it so I can cut it on this side. And those gifts I can save for another project. Now we're going to pull out our repo tape again. Oops. So I'm going to get some of the tops of these presents with some tape on them. Cut just a hair too much off, so I just want to make sure it comes to the edge on the inside. That looks better. Looks better that way. Make sure this one goes all the way to the edge on the inside. There I am mumbling again. Okay. Now, I don't know. Do I have stickers for this? I know I have stickers somewhere. What did I do with them? Here they are. Let's see if we have any stickers that are going to work. Happy birthday. Party animal. That's cute. Oh, I like this. Time for cake. Because there I am cutting the cake. I made a dog bone shaped cake. So we're just going to put that sticker right there. And maybe a cupcake with it. What do I do? Here. A cupcake. Right there. Time for cake. Do we have any candle stickers? Not sure if there are candles. Well, there are, but it's too big for that. That's fine. Happy birthday. And how about party animal? Let's see, do we have a sticker that'll go with that? Looks like I've used all my balloon stickers. Oh, here we go. Here's a gift. Since she's laying there in the grass with one of her new birthday presents, just put that gift right there. It's her. All right. Now all I have to do is write down here that it's Ginger's first birthday and my pages are done. I hope you enjoyed following along. Like I said, this was a really quick layout to put together. You just need some mats, an L-shaped cut on some designer paper, and several pictures. So, hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, follow along. Let me know if you need any Creative Memories product or if you would like to join my team. Thank you.